Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly and welcome to Auto Finance Sense, where I help you make sense of the dealership finance office the next time you buy a car. I know that there are going to be a lot of people out there shopping for new and used vehicles and good deals between now and the end of the year. So what I decided to do for this week is go back through my videos and pull out juicy tidbits that I am hopeful will help you out during this shopping season. I've also put timestamps down below in the description box. I hope that helps as well. I want to let you know that I appreciate each and every one of you being here, watching my videos. Hopefully you're getting those knowledge bombs, and hopefully this video will help. So let's get started. On a weekly basis, this is what I hear. Kimberly, I did so good on the front end of the deal, the negotiations. I really worked on my OTD, the out-the-door quote, the out-the-door pricing. I negotiated. I felt really good about it, but I feel like they really got me in the finance office. You get home, you realize, oh my gosh, I've got a $700 a month car payment. I mean, it was late, and I just signed on the dotted line. I just wanted to get in my car and go. Well, then you think to yourself, wait a minute, I have 3 days to change my mind. Yeah, I have like a 3-day right of rescission or something, right? No, this is not a mortgage refinance. As a matter of fact, you can take a look at your bank contract. And usually in bold letters, it's going to say that there's no cooling off period. So once you've signed that contract, you've bought yourself a car. Now, that's not to say that the dealership itself doesn't have a policy in place where you can test drive the car for a period of time. You can sign your paperwork, take it home, and change your mind within a period of time, yes. But when it comes to your bank contract, and signing all your documents, you sign that dotted line, you've bought yourself a car. There is no cooling off period. The WEO. Why is a WEO document so very important? Because it prevents he said, she said scenarios from happening. Let's say that you agreed to the purchase of a used vehicle, but maybe that vehicle wasn't cleaned as well as you'd like it, and you want it detailed. And the sales manager says, okay, we'll do that for you. But nobody writes it down, nobody documents it anywhere, and then you come back to pick up your vehicle and it's not done. Well, that would be a he said, she said situation. So make sure that you use that WEO document to its fullest. Now, the key to this is that everybody has to sign it. It's an acknowledgement, so it's got to be signed by you. You get a copy of it, and it must be signed by a sales manager and or a finance manager. For using a credit union for your next auto loan is many times they will have incentivized interest rate discounts. For example, they may have discounts on interest rates for military members. They may also have discounts on your interest rate, maybe 1/4 of a point, even up to 1/2 a point, if you have your car payments through automatic withdrawal every month. That way they know that they're getting their payments and you're getting a discount on that rate. There could also be incentives on timely payments, for example. So take a look at the fine print on the websites whenever you're doing your credit union internet sleuthing. Now, one good thing is that if you look on some websites for credit unions, many of them will have a soft pull on your credit. Read the fine print though. Make sure that that's what's happening. Know your credit first and then ask the questions before you follow through. Yes, you can usually go ahead and apply even though you don't know what the vehicle is yet. But, I would wait until I got a little closer and really kind of honed in on the vehicle that I want. It simply helps them out to put a loan structure together for you. The more information that you gather before you actually hit the apply button and get that hard hit on your credit, the better it is for you and for the credit union so they can help you out. There's something called a lobby rate. This is what credit unions offer you if you just walked into their lobby and asked for an auto loan. They're going to give you the interest rates that they advertise. However, if that credit union is connected with the dealership you're going to, many times, not all, they offer indirect lending with buy rates. B-U-Y rate. What is a buy rate? A buy rate is interest rate that comes over on your approval before the finance manager marks it up. So let's say that the credit union provides a 5% interest rate for 48 months on your approval. Well, the finance manager may be able to mark it up 1 point, 2 points. It depends on the credit union's guidelines. Now, this doesn't happen all the time. The lobby rate may be the same as the indirect lending buy rate to the finance manager. But let's do a little they say, you say. So they say to you, oh, we're connected with that credit union. And you say, great. I would like your buy rate, if you get buy rates, rather than the lobby rate that the credit union offered me. And if those two are the same, then find me your best buy rate. Of course, the finance manager doesn't have to do this. But by dropping that knowledge, it helps to build your confidence first and foremost, and kind of turn the tables on them a little bit, because you're not the average person. All of a sudden, the finance manager has somebody in front of them that knows what they're talking about. And trust me, that changes everything. It's late at the dealership and you just sat down in the finance office to sign your paperwork. They say, here's your payment, just sign here. You say, A, wow, that's great. B, no, show me my base payment first. C, boy, it's late. D, aren't you going to offer me any add-ons? 3 seconds to get this one. And go.
Kimberly, I know this one. Show me my base payment.
Yes. Well, your base payment is your monthly car payment before any add-ons from the finance office. So if you were interested in an extended warranty or gap coverage, before that's added, you want to see what your base payment is, which will also show your term, and you want to know how much is being financed. A lot of times, if the finance manager is using a menu, it'll be in the top corner in little tiny print. And here's something that you will often hear a dealership employee tell you, which is, well, listen, whenever you get this theft product, it's going to lower your car insurance for you. So just pick up the phone, call your insurance agent and say, hey, they're telling me at the dealership that I'll probably get a discount whenever I get this theft product that they're forcing on me. Is that true? Make sure that you don't get tricked into getting gap in the dealership finance office. You've heard me say this before, but first and foremost, go over that purchase order before you sign it. Go over every single line. They should all make sense to you. All the fees will be broken out and itemized. On there, if you got gap, it will say gap. Take that purchase order and match it up to your bank contract. Again, make sure the bottom line of the bank contract matches the bottom line of your purchase order. And also on the bank contract, there is a section for gap coverage. Make sure that that is or is not on there. There will be a contract specifically for gap that you must sign if you get gap coverage at the dealership. It doesn't matter if the vehicle is new or used. Gap coverage is optional. It is 100% up to you as to whether you want gap coverage or not. Don't ever let a finance manager tell you that the bank or the lender is requiring you to have gap. That doesn't happen, and it's non-compliant. Ask the question, does this pay 150%? And does this pay my deductibles for me? And does this have an additional monetary benefit to it? A down payment assistance? And if so, do I have to buy a new car here? Does it have a tieback? Or can I go anywhere and use that down payment assistance at a different dealership? Ask about the cancellation policy on the gap coverage. This will also be found on the actual gap contract that you will sign. I have heard stories of people unknowingly getting gap coverage, but I want you to be smarter than that. Arm yourself with this knowledge so that you're not taken advantage of. Please know that no bank or lender out there is going to require you to have these products because they're optional. Do remember that. The products that are shown to you in the dealership finance office are always optional. A bank or a lender will never put that stipulation that you must have products in order to get this loan. If a finance manager ever tells you this, here's what I would do. Okay then, well, we need to stop. Because I know that automotive banks and lenders never require you to put any additional products on the loan as they are optional to buyers. This is non-compliant, and you can either get your general manager in here, or this is a dead deal. With the exception of Gap, you can walk out of the dealership, take your time, do your research, think about it, and then decide if you want to buy those additional products or not. But here's a little tip. You can call other manufactured dealerships in your area or in your state. Tell the receptionist that you want to buy an extended warranty. That way you'll get directly through to the finance manager because they don't like to take phone calls. And tell the finance manager exactly what you have. I have this year, make, model with this many miles, and here's the VIN. Can you give me a quote for paint and interior protection or an extended warranty, whatever it may be? And by the way, I'm calling 4 other dealerships to get their pricing as well. So give me your best shot. Remember, finance managers need you for their pay plan. Next is the high interest rate excuse used by the finance manager. When interest rates go up, finance managers often use this as an excuse. For example, if you have very good credit and a finance manager hits you with an extremely high interest rate, they can easily say, well, you know, interest rates are going up and up and up. And then the customer shakes their head in agreement. From that point on, they've got you. So don't shake your head in agreement and let the finance manager know that you know your credit well and you also have already done your research at credit unions near you and in your state and what their interest rates look like. If need be, you can always go there. Now, what you do want to see on a quote worksheet is something that says OAC or WAC, which means on approved credit or with approved credit. But that's the bare minimum that they should be putting on the worksheets. What I really want you to pay attention to are quote worksheets that look like this. By signing this authorization form, you certify the above personal information is correct and accurate and authorize the release of credit and employment information. And with this one, you're even consenting to communication through email and texts. Well, that's okay for a lot of people, but for some people, it's not okay. So for me personally, on this kind of quote worksheet, I would scratch out the line that says that I authorize release of credit and employment information and put my initials next to it. If I didn't want them texting me, I would do the same thing. Now here is a quote worksheet that I really like because it shows the terms and conditions subject to credit approval. That's great. But this actually shows me the term and the interest rate from where these payments are coming from. I love that. And as a tip for you, if you get a quote worksheet from a dealership that doesn't break out the interest rate and term, you can tell them, I know what my credit looks like. I have tier 1 credit and I want the special APR. So please show me those payments on the worksheet with a 3.9 by 60 months. Or my credit union has 6% for 72 months. So please show me a quote that looks like that. Otherwise, typically they just send your worksheet out to you with some general interest rate because they don't know what it's going to be yet. But you can dictate what you want to see. Now here's a quote worksheet that for me, it kind of goes above and beyond. I really like this. They not only tell you in the box above that this presentation is designed to provide an example of various financing options that could be available, but they actually put a separate deal structure box. And they tell you, on approved credit, payments are estimates only, and they may vary among lending institutions and so on. I really like this. They go into detail. So before you go and sign a deal worksheet, Go over it carefully. Make any adjustments with your initials that you are concerned about. There are 3 different types of maintenance plans that you could be offered at the dealership. The first one being manufacturer-backed. The second one being other or dealership administrator-backed. And the third one being directly through the dealership. The questions you want to ask would be, what's the actual price of this plan? Does this plan cover basic maintenance such as oil changes and tire rotations? Or does this plan cover that along with the big expensive services at the higher intervals? And is there a tieback to this maintenance plan, meaning can I only get my maintenance done here at this dealership, or can I go anywhere I want? And lastly, is there a cancellation clause? Would I get a prorated refund? And can I transfer any leftover services if I were to sell the car privately? I hope this empowers you. Stay tuned for more. And if you feel like you've learned a little something from this video, would you mind doing the YouTube-y things? Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.